This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react.
Hi, hello there, and welcome to another episode of An Anthropologist Watches Glitter and Lasers 2024 review. Woo! Yes, I'm wearing the exact same outfit from last time because we're just gonna pick up and run with it. We're just doing it. All right, so thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. Thank you to everybody who will hit the thumbs up button. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Double check if you think you're subscribed. Who knows? If you're not getting notifications, you know the drill. And that's all I'm going to say on that. And where we got? Oh yeah, so we're going to jump in here on June. This is June 1st. We stopped here. There's nothing really here that I wanted to comment on. It's just this is June 1st. So here we go. We still haven't done our taxes in June. I did my taxes by February. I had them done. I basically do my taxes as soon as I get all of my tax forms. So as soon as I have all of my forms, I'm like done. So I don't like to wait. I just want it over and done with. It's like one of the most stressful things I do in a year, only because it always confuses me because I'm terrible with math. So I just like to get it out of the way as soon as possible, because that way I figure if there's something wrong with it, the IRS has plenty of time to catch up with me within the year. Anyway, so all right, this is the 2nd of June. I'm gonna have to figure out June and July. I get screwed up with those two. So, candidly, I've been battling with the gym lately. It's a place I used to find peace and often mentally work through things, but right now I'm in pain. All right, so this is the first official time that Anna complains about being in pain, and she's going to link it with her lipedema. My lipedema is fighting me, and frankly, I hurt. The gym has gone from a place I love to another place that makes me feel less than. The important thing from this is that this is the first time this year that she is directly connecting pain with her lipedema. And she is claiming in this moment, these moments here, that she is in physical pain because of the lipedema. Okay, maybe. The other thing I want to talk about is her form. Remember, Anna works out regularly, right? So her form should be... I mean, it's June. She's been doing these exercises since 2022. You would expect her form to be perfect, if not damn near close to perfect, if she was working out with the regularity that she claims that she is. That's why people call her on her bullshit, and that's why people call her on her bullshit. And she's like, no, you guys, you just don't understand, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, we can see you are not progressing. But we're not talking about, well, in this instance, we're not talking about your overall mass. We're talking about your overall form when you're exercising. Anyway, so this is June 5th. Secrets out. I'm going to be one of the first to explore Lookout Key. Sorry, I'm bad at this. I know that's not pronounced. I know it's not pronounced the way I'm saying it. And I apologize. Anyway. This is Anna telling us that she's going on a Disney cruise. So this would be vacation number Costa Rica, Virgin Islands, Virgin ship, Disney. This is her 4th cruise or water-based vacation this year. So Anna has a hard life, you guys. Some days, the first day of a trip, the only way to survive is by the gift of caffeine. Also, the one thing I learned on my last cruise is bring your own drinking cup. That's how you can quickly spot the veterans versus the rookies. I don't know. I don't know. I've never been on a cruise. I have no idea. Spent the day at Lookout K. Is it Key or K? I don't know. And had an absolute blast living my best Disney adult life. Whatever, man. But don't forget, guys, she's in pain. She's all of this is just agony for her. This is just bruising and agony and loose skin. Just, reminding you all of that. One man's trash is another man's treasure. takes on a whole new meaning when you learn about the history of Junkaroo. This is Anna badly explaining Disney's terrible representation of local culture. I don't know a ton about this, but I bet you I could do a wiki search and tell you more about it than Anna does. And I would probably be more accurate than Disney. We're just going to leave it at that. Because I know I start fights every time I talk about Disney, because I don't like Disney. So there. Fight me in the comments if you want. I don't care. So this is part of her paid vacation for Disney. She goes to Disney a lot on Disney's dollar. I don't know why. There's obviously something going on there. Maybe she's a Disney ambassador like she is for Starbucks. I don't know. POV, when you're working from, quote, home. She says she's a self-starter and always goes the extra mile. It's so hashtag relatable. Yeah, I know that I often have to take business calls while I'm away on vacation in a pool on a cruise that I didn't pay for. That's incredibly relatable to me. She says, is somebody going to match my freak, refusing to apologize for enjoying my life simply because I live in a larger body? Bigger body. This is June 11th. Seriously, why do people think that just because I live in a bigger body, I own? Oh? How do you spell O? As in I owe you. Anyway, I own them. Yep. All right. Just making sure. I own them some type of apology for existing. I don't think anybody wants you to apologize. I'm sorry you feel that way, but that seems like a you problem. I don't. I just don't own... How do you spell O? I owe him money. Own means to have something as a possession. For example, I own this book. O-W-E means you are in debt to someone. For example, I owe him money. All right. Look, I mention this frequently because I do want people to know this. I'm dyslexic. All right. I know the difference between own and owe. So, and she does it. I mean, at least she's consistent. I guess I'll give her that. So it's not a typo. I wonder if she had like auto check going on. Auto check is not always, or spell check. It's not always your friend. Anyway. I also don't own the explanation or excuse or justification for why I'm bigger. Well, then why do you constantly come up with excuses? It would be ludicrous, really, to think that I need to unpack my trauma and health history to every thin person Thin person! Only thin people do this. Okay. Thin person I meet and get their glowing stamp of approval before I could enjoy everyday parts of my life. I wish my everyday looked like this. That would be fun. That's frankly an excessive amount of work to manage for both parties. All right, yes, we're using the emotional labor argument. Plus size people would spend their time pleading their case, and thin people would spend all their time reviewing them, because thin people are apparently judge, jury, and executioner here. I didn't realize that by being thin by Anna's standards somehow gets you that kind of power. You become Judge Dredd. Thin people are Judge Dredd. Got you. When you think about it that way, it makes it easier to realize the truth. And this extends to anything that might other someone or leave them to feel they own an explanation before simply living. First off, you don't understand what the concept of othering is, because you constantly other people. Othering is like it's an anthropological concept. I think they use it in sociology as well. I don't know. I'm not friends with sociologists. There's a high school rivalry thing. The sociologists will understand. My point is, the concept of othering people is a way of like creating distance between your group and another group of people. A very noticeable example of this is what it was called Orientalism. And here's another stuff. The whole like noble savage kind of concept as well. I'm probably going off the deep end with this. My point is Anna doesn't know what othering is. And I'm not going to go into this long explanation because now is not the time. Okay. Anyone who's trying to force... Oh my god, it keeps going. Anyone who's trying to force that type of thinking on you has way too much free time. I really don't, though. Most of us are trying to find ways to work less, not more. Man, I don't know how you do it, Anna. I don't know how you manage that much work. Screw your physical TPS reports, body patrol, Bert. Huh? I'm on permanent vacation from your BS. Who's Bert? Oh, was that the boss's name in Office Space? I don't really remember his name. I just remember the... Yeah. I'm gonna need you to work this Saturday. That's all I really remember. I didn't realize he had a name. Your body should be able to enjoy joys of life no matter how it looks. It's really that simple. Yes. I don't care. Anna is more concerned with people. There's a thing called the spotlight effect where you think people are noticing you and thinking about you more than they actually are. And Anna is like the walking embodiment of that. But anyway, I keep getting focused on the Starbucks ones, not because I particularly care about Starbucks, but you will notice the Starbucks is like the first person that comments on all of these TikToks, by the way. The thing is that the further into her story, her lipedema story that Anna gets, the more the general populace starts pointing out that maybe you shouldn't be having a pina colada with the bursting bobos from Starbucks if you're supposed to not be eating sugar because it's inflammatory, right? I don't think I've seen Anna address it yet. I don't think I've seen Anna address how she works Starbucks into her anti-inflammatory diet. And I do think that's something that Anna should think about addressing, because she is so visibly a Starbucks ambassador. Like, she's out and proud about it, right? But she's also trying to tell us that she's done everything she can to treat her lipedema. Now, I don't know if we get into these 2 months, but I just want you to count how many times in the past 6 months that you've seen Anna wearing compression garments. I'd also like you to count how many times in the past 6 months you've seen Anna talk about or use some kind of leg pump. I'd also like you to remember how many times Anna has talked about or shown her getting a manual lymphatic massage. What are the other basic treatments for this? Yeah, I would just like you to like remember or see all the times that Anna has wrapped her legs as part of compression treatment for her lipedema, right? Because according to Anna, she's been doing this shit all along, right? While she guzzles Starbucks. From now on, I'm telling people I'm a human beanie baby. Even though I've been diagnosed with lipedema many times by various types of doctors, but yet no doctor knows what lipedema is. Okay. Sometimes I still wonder if this condition is all in my head. I mean, if you've had various types of doctors tell you this, okay. Being online, everyone is shouting their opinions at you nonstop. Are they your doctors? Are those people your doctors? I don't know, understand why you care. And often one of those opinions is that it's all my fault. We've covered that. That I'm in denial about the truth. I do believe that. And whatever else is the fat phobic insult du jour. It's not fat phobia. It's not. We're not trying to get you to realize that you're living in copium USA because we don't like the fact that you're fat. We don't like the fact that you're lying to yourself and your audience about why you're fat. Anyway, I even get it from both sides. Yeah, I know she's been getting, when she started her lipedema, well, when she started her fitness journey even, she got a lot of flack from the BOPO and the fat acceptance community because she's, for whatever reason, one of their icons. And when she very first started, trying to lose weight, she originally was doing it, I thought, for her Hashimoto's, but I don't remember exactly. That was several years ago at this point. But she got a lot of insults and stuff from fat acceptance and BOPO because how dare you lose weight, even for your health? That's fat phobic. Well, I don't want to die. Well, how dare you not want to die? I just, that's kind of how it goes with them. Anyway, my point was she was kind of getting it from both sides. I believe that. Just yesterday, someone tried to imply I was learning about my surgical options to treat my condition for purely cosmetic reasons. There are a lot of people who believe that. I think that that definitely contributes to it. It does turn out that probably, in my opinion, she actually started this surgery journey because she's partnering with Dr. Amron and his company, his business. And I do personally think that she either got free or reduced priced liposuction because of it. I don't think Anna paid full price for anything that's going to happen to her in the next few months. That's why Anna's getting lipedema. That's why she's getting liposuction. Not because she's in pain, not because she suddenly cares about her lipedema. No, it's because she found somebody who's willing to give her surgery for free or reduced price. That's my opinion. Anna doesn't do squat unless she's paid for it, right? She doesn't drink Starbucks unless they pay her. She doesn't go on cruises unless they pay for it. You know, she doesn't give you a good review on your clothing unless you paid her for it. It's just, and now I don't believe she's getting her lipedema surgeries or her various treatments afterwards. I don't think she got those, and I don't think she paid for them out of her own pocket. I think she got some kind of kickback, and that's why she's doing them now, right? Same thing with the Run Lab. At the time when she first started using Run Lab, and that was actually in 2023 when she started, people accused her of getting Run Lab for free. Like they were giving her their services for free because they wanted her to promote them. And she was like, "No, I'm paying for this out of pocket. They just gave me a couple free sessions." Huh. Okay. Don't worry, I blocked them. Cool. Let's back up. I was learning about my surgical options to treat my condition for purely cosmetic reasons. I just ranted about that. Don't worry, I blocked them. Whew, I was concerned that you would listen to an opposing opinion. But ... Stuff like this can get in your head. I mean, yeah, she's right. Especially when you've been gaslit for years into thinking that if you just eat less and move more, everything would get magically better. I mean, it's not magic, but that you were the problem. You are. No one else is the problem. No one else is a problem in my life except me. Oh shit, it goes on forever. That you were a failure. Nobody said you were a failure. We just question why you're doing things. And we question why you don't do other things instead. But in the end, you're the one who's doing them, not me. I've been working and be more aware of how lipedema affects my life. At least she's spelling lipedema correctly, I guess. This is especially hard as for years I've had to learn to smile through the pain. I've even told people to smile because that makes you more likable. Don't forget Anna gave us a pep talk. Don't forget the pep talk one. Anyway. At times even believing it was all in my head. Okay. Recently, to help me accept and make peace with this and stop the years of conditioned self-doubt, I did a little lippy photo shoot. These images create visuals of what I already felt in my body. I always could feel the pebble-like fat, but now I could see it. Look, man, do you have loose skin or not? It helped me feel more sane. It helped me accept this never was just in my head. It's silly that a few photos could help me finally clear this hurdle and forgive myself, but they did. Look, taking before and after photos is like a time tried and true, time tested. Taking before and after pictures is a time tested way of visually keeping track of changes, right? When you start a workout routine, they tell you take a before picture, and then 6 months later you take your 6-month picture, and yada, 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 right? Because sometimes you do need a visual record to see how you're improving, because you may not feel like you're improving, right? Or you feel like you've plateaued. And sometimes you just want to see that, yes, there has been some sort of change, right? There's nothing wrong with that. She says, I have lipedema. It's not my fault. I'm doing my best. Yes, you have lipedema. We'll debate on if it's your fault or not. And I just don't believe you're doing your best. I just don't. I don't believe you. And neither do most people, unfortunately. All right. These pictures, though, especially the ones in the gray, these particular pictures, these pictures are coming from an evaluation that she did where she's talking, I think, I might have to eat my words in a minute, but I believe that these particular pictures come from an evaluation that she was doing with a physical therapist in order to get her insurance to pay for her surgeries. Anna never says that she has her insurance pay for her surgeries. She says this is the process you would go through. And these pictures are ones that she takes in the gym where she does the evaluation. I believe. I may have to eat my words, but I believe that that's what these are. This is posted on 6/20, which means she did that evaluation earlier than 6/20. Timeline around the lipedema treatment. The timeline for Anna really gets wibbly wobbly. I don't know if that's intentional. It makes things look suspicious, and it actually caused more trouble than it probably needed to. And the problem is because Anna's dishonesty makes everything she does suspicious. And when she starts trying to obfuscate her timeline, it makes things look even more suspicious, and people jump on that, right? She could really solve half of her problems if she would just be frank about where and when things are happening in her timeline. She can tell us after the fact. I understand wanting privacy, but the fact that she does not share an accurate timeline at any point really makes her life harder than it needs to be. But anyway. Okay. All right. So Bagelgate occurs in June. Sometime in June. I don't remember exactly the date. Fancy cotton candy for a very fancy lady. Pro tip, add the Pop Rocks. I want Pop Rocks. All right, so the thing here is Anna made an absolute ass of herself when it comes to this cotton candy. This is part of the Bagelgate video where Anna takes us on a 2-hour walk or a 2-mile walk to get a bagel. And it takes her the better part of the morning to do. Like, she literally gets to the bagel shop as they're closing. Anyway, one of the things that got her distracted was this particular cotton candy stand that makes these cotton candy sculptures. And I mean, I love cotton candy, so I'm all here for it. She gets there and the place isn't open yet. And so she's like, she gets irritated because the place isn't open when she's there. And so she's like, okay, well, we'll just wait until they open. Perfectly logical, nothing wrong with that, right? I don't know, about a half hour goes by, they still haven't opened. She starts getting Karen-esque about it, and she starts talking loudly next to the booth. There are people in the booth, by the way. These guys are there. They're just not working yet, right? But she's standing there talking very loudly to John, I believe, whoever her camera person is in the moment, about how she just doesn't have time for this, and she's starting to hurt, and this is really taxing her, and she's just going to have to give up on this, and because the bagel is more important to her. I mean, I guess you prioritize your food. She finally gets this. Like, they finally open up. By the way, the whole time she's throwing this fit, there's a woman and her young son standing there, and the kid keeps looking at her like, the fuck is your problem, lady? Anyway, she finally gets her little cotton candy sculpture here, and I don't know how she does it, but she manages to get cotton candy all over her black shirt. Oh, and before she even eats it, she goes, "You better be worth the wait." Screw you? Anyway, it's cotton candy. How different can it taste? Anyway, so after she gets the cotton candy down the front of her, she makes this big production about stripping her shirt off while she's standing on a public sidewalk in New York. I get that it's New York. I understand that they're weird. I don't think they're public nudity weird. She did have a sports bra on, and Anna is very comfortable walking around in basically her underwear. I get that point. The rest of us are not used to seeing it. And people who are in public are not prepared to see naked people at all, right? Anyway, so she takes her shirt off, flips it inside out, and tells us that this is a life hack because now no one knows that her shirt is dirty. And then we proceed on with life. But she makes a short out of the cotton candy moment. So let me see if I can get the sound going.
And we came upon Fluffy. We were walking and we came upon Fluffy Algodon, which is this amazing cotton candy place.
Now, this store is known for making some pretty crazy things out of cotton candy, so of course, I have to get a unicorn. Now, they're located in the Koreatown Shopping Court, which is on 32nd.
Yeah, this person who's handing this to them was the person who was there the whole time, having to listen to her bitch.
And 5th Avenue in Manhattan. Let's see how it tastes. It's real good.
How did you get it on your shirt?
We were walking and we came upon Fluffy Algodon, which is this amazing cotton candy place.
Right, anyway, now that you know the whole story, she's in pain, guys.
Okay, because
I wanted you to pause. All right, this is June 26th. I decided the best next step to manage my condition is to pursue surgery. It wasn't an easy decision because I had to find somebody who would do it for free. But ultimately, it's the right one. I'll be doing daily vlogs to take you all along and hopefully help others on this journey better understand the process. Lipedema gal. This is supposed to be Lipedema glitter and lasers, but she quits using this hashtag pretty quick. I think because the gal part. Anyway. Let us listen to... I don't know if I love this shirt or if I hate this shirt. But like every time she's worn it, I'm just like, it definitely catches my eye. And I can't tell you why.
Hi, my name's Anna, and if you're new here, I have lipedema.
Oh yeah.
If you don't know what lipedema is...
That's the start of the... Hi, my name's Anna, and if you're new here, I have lipedema. This is the start of that. So we've given up on... That's just the way I like it, to I have lipedema. Anyway, did you know she had lipedema?
That's okay, because a lot of people don't. Basically, it's an adipose disorder or a fat disorder, which is caused by a leaky lymphatic system. So
this is all stuff that she's been told by Amron and Karen Herbst, Dr. Karen Herbst. It's important that you understand that these are things that she is repeating that she has heard the two of them say, and specifically Amron at this point. I don't know if she's started talking with Karen Herbst yet at this point. She might. I don't know exactly what the timeline looks like. Again, if you go watch Colin Mockery's expose on this whole situation, it is very enlightening.
So basically your fat changes and becomes resistant to being burned.
I don't think that's what happens, but anyway.
either by exercise or by dieting.
No, that's not
So
true.
what ends up happening to those fat cells is they kind of get hard and what's called fibrotic, and then they really freaking hurt.
Who are you talking to? Are you talking to a classroom of kindergarteners? You're like that bubble lady. The fat acceptance bubble lady. Catch a bubble in your mouth. Oh, Jesus. Okay, anyway. I can do this. I hate when people talk to me like this. I just hate it. It's so hard to listen to.
And that's what I'm dealing with right now.
Is it?
And
Do I need sock puppets?
I have decided, because I'm in so much pain,
Uh-huh.
that I am going to have surgery to have those cells removed. And it is going to be a
We, again, up until June, we have never heard her say anything about being in pain. The only time we've heard her talk about being in pain up to this point is when she was taking ibuprofen because of her running. Keep in mind, she was running all January, February, and March. And that is the only time she's doing jumping exercises. She's doing TRX exercises. The only time she mentions pain is being sore after her runs, and she's taking ibuprofen preventatively and afterwards. Don't get me wrong, I am a fan of the preventative ibuprofen. When I worked, that was how the game was played. You took a couple in the morning, you took a couple in the afternoon, and you took a couple when you came home, because archaeology hurts. Okay, it does. But especially when you're fat and out of shape. So that doesn't bother me. Never did. But we're at a point here in June where she's desperate to convince us that she has just been suffering agonizing pain forever, never mentions it, and the only time she does talk about pain is her running pain. Again, she She trained for her 5K, let me just put it that way, all through, when did she start? November, at least November, December, January, February, and partially through March, right? And she's constantly in the gym working out and constantly in some place running, right? She ran on Virgin. She ran when she was in Seattle. She'll see her doing random runs here and there, right? Never mentioned it before. But now it's an ongoing, lifelong problem that she's just smiled her way through. All right, whatever.
process. But I ultimately think it's going to give me a lot of my mobility and joy back.
Right. And this is the first time we hear her talk about how she's
Now, I
losing mobility due to the lipedema. Remember, running in January, February, March, learning to walk those same months, climbing rocks, climbing through rocks, playing on water equipment, getting in and out of the ocean. Swimming's not so much a big deal. What else was she doing? Running and doing her weird little dances all around Disneyland or wherever the hell she was. What else was she doing? Just other random dances and shit, right? Agonizing pain the whole time. Just pure agonizing pain. And also losing her mobility the entire time. Right. Okay, anyway.
was managing the condition pretty well with conservative treatments and through the power of modern medicine.
Ibuprofen? Like, Anna plays her cards real close. We don't know what medications she's on. We're not even fully aware of what disorders she has. I know she's mentioned having Hashimoto's in the past. And now we know she has lipedema because that's become her whole personality for the span of 3 months. But we don't know. We really don't know what medications she's on. And don't get me wrong, I don't need a list of medications from Anna. The only one that it really bothers me is the weight loss drug, because she was basically trying to sell people on her weight loss being purely driven by using what was at the time Copilot, and now is Trainwell. So that's why that one bothers me. But now that you're bringing it up, right? Now that you, Anna, are bringing it up, now I can ask you about it. It's how it works in court, to my understanding. I watch Emily D. Baker, so everything I know about court, I learned from Emily D. Baker. Well, and legal. But anyway, my point is, Anna's brought it up. What other medications are you taking? I've only ever seen you take ibuprofen. I see you pick up your like pill counter every once in a while and remind me to sort my pills, which I usually go do because I've forgotten. But I don't know what you're taking to help with your lipedema. And she's like, conservative treatments. We have never seen you do anything that you would do as a conservative treatment for lipedema. And I know what those look like thanks to Jordan Underwood, right? And the internet. So what are you talking about? Anyway.
But going off that medicine for surgery has made me realize that I was treating the symptom and not the problem.
I think she's talking about the Wegovy here. Because one of the side effects of the GLP-1s and the semaglutides is anti-inflammation. There are other ways to treat inflammation than weight loss drugs, but it does seem to be a way of treating inflammation. I think I have heard of people starting to use it experimentally to help with arthritis, which is exciting as someone with severe arthritis. Well, it's not severe yet. I have arthritis, let me put it that way. I'm very excited about this because mine is just going to get worse over time. So things to look forward to. Yay. So that's an exciting thing for me personally. Here where she's saying, I've gone off the medication to prepare for surgery. I believe she's talking about the Wegovy here, or the Mounjaro, whichever one she was on. Again, still not mentioning that she was taking a weight loss drug. And now, in this video, she's kind of implying this unmentioned weight loss drug was being taken not for the weight loss properties, but for inflammation. I don't know, because I don't get this sort of treatment, and I haven't been on a weight loss drug. I don't know why they would recommend a drug that was formerly used for diabetes, for the treatment of diabetes. I don't know why they would recommend that for inflammation over the variety of drugs that they have to treat inflammation, right? I'm just like, logically, this shit doesn't line up. Anyway, that's me. Feel free to enlighten me in the comment section down below. I really do learn things from people down there. Because again, I'm not on any of these, right? So whatever.
So I'm excited to hopefully be in less pain in the future. Follow along, I'll be sharing daily.
Terrifying. This is 625. From this point forward, she starts visibly gaining weight again. And by the time she gets to the end of her surgery arc and she starts selling her sweaters, Chikara Transformations, Ilona over there, she has what we call scale eyes. And yes, we're just eyeballing things, but Ilona seems to be scarily accurate. And Ilona's saying that she looks like she's put on somewhere between 50 to 60 pounds in like 5 months. So it's kind of scary. Here we go.
Hi, my name's Anna, and if you're new here, I have a condition called lipedema, and I'm getting surgery to treat it in 6 days. I think I'm more excited about surgery than I have been all the way up until this point, because I'm not gonna cry, but today was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. I literally walked 2 miles, and at the end of the 2 miles, I like could barely move. I was like hobbling, I was limping.
In March, she ran a 5K. That's 3 and some change miles. In early June, she ran a mile on the Virgin cruise ship. Just pointing it out to people. Just pointing it out. So this is 626. I'm going to read the rest of this real fast. Going off Wegovy. Okay, it was Wegovy. There we go. My question has been answered. Going off Wegovy to prep for my lipedema removal surgery has been the absolute worst. So she was talking about Wegovy and she's trying to suggest that she was taking it for inflammation purposes. Anna was in, this is something that Sam at Every Size caught a while ago. Anna was in a promotional commercial for Wegovy, basically, for Novo Nordisk. So the running theory is that Anna was basically paid to be on Wegovy. Here's the thing, though. I don't think these companies and people are just randomly reaching out to her and I was like, hey, would you like to take some Wegovy? I'm pretty sure Anna's reaching out to them first, and whichever company bites, that's the one she goes with. So I do believe that Anna probably looked for one of these weight loss drugs to basically let her take it for free or reduced price. I'm pretty sure she went out and looked for a surgeon like Amron who would give her free or reduced price surgery for this disorder, because it's totally not about cosmetics. So I don't think it's a coincidence that these things happen, but I think that I don't think Anna would have paid out of pocket to get lipedema surgery. So that's kind of the thing. Like, I don't think Anna would even be getting surgery if she hadn't found somebody who was willing to give her a deal, right? And I think Anna uses her crazy ass numbers, her 8 million followers, as a way of like being, hey, look at all the exposure I can give you. And that's why I'm constantly bringing up Anna's numbers, because again, 8.5 million subscribers on TikTok, 16.5k hearts, 343 bookmarks, 315 comments, 8 million followers, right? And this was 6 months ago. This video is 6 months old. I have lots of questions. And again, people almost always point out, oh, her comments are low because she curates. She does curate, and she does delete comments she doesn't like. Either she is deleting easily 50%, if not more, of the comments that she gets, or she's not interacting with that many, or her audience just isn't that big. Now, don't get me wrong. 16.5k is nothing to sniff at. I would love to get numbers like that as a creator, but it's not 8.5 million, or it's not even a quarter of that. Anyway. I think I got completely distracted here. Yeah, going off Wegovy was the worst. I'm hurting and it's hard. I just wish I would have dealt with this sooner, but that's okay, I guess. I am dealing with it now. That's true. The best time to start is now. The only way forward is through, and on the other side, I will be there, but my pain won't. We'll talk about that coming up. This will all be worth it. I guess, yeah, sure.
It's been really hard for me going off of Wegovy, which I had to do in preparation for the surgery. For me, Wegovy, yes, helped my appetite, but it also significantly affected my inflammation and pain.
This is a side effect that we were not aware of until people started taking it for weight loss purposes. This anti-inflammatory thing. There is no way you will ever convince me that Anna started taking Wegovy understanding that it would help with inflammation. You simply will not. Anna started taking Wegovy because she wanted a shortcut to losing weight. And I'm not saying other people taking Wegovy are taking a shortcut. I'm saying Anna did it, right? And when it stopped giving her the results she wanted, or didn't give her the results she wanted, now she's suddenly in need of liposuction as the only way to deal with her excess fat and loose skin. Anyway, so it's just, when I'm critical of these kind of things, I'm not critical of everyone. I'm just critical of Anna and the logic here. You will never convince me that she was taking Wegovy for the inflammation treatment. She was taking it to lose weight, control her appetite, lose weight.
Pain. And they've seen in studies about rheumatoid arthritis that this has helped other people. I don't know if it's helped people in the case of lipedema, or if it's just me, if I'm a weirdo and
Yeah, you're special. Don't worry. You're a special snowflake, Anna. It's just you. I'm searching for a thumbnail.
I magically got a like leg up, but having that mask taken away, that thing that protected me from experiencing some of the things related to my condition, has been really eye-opening. And also,
So which is it, Anna? Have you been smiling your way through the pain for years now, as you've implied in your past videos, or are you just now experiencing the pain of your inflammation because you've come off the Wegovy? Which is it? Whatever.
also like just really uncomfortable. It's definitely made me feel like I've made the right decision, but it's not fun. My body hurts really bad, and I just am scared. I'm a lot more scared now because I realize that if I don't deal with this quickly, that this is my reality and it sucks. So in short, everything sucks, but hopefully it's gonna get better soon. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
At this point, she's off the Disney cruise. That was the last cruise she took. And she's in New York for some reason. I've never been able to piece together why. It's not really that important. It's important that you know that she is no longer on vacation. And it's important that you know that she's in New York, because she goes from New York to Cali for her consultations with Amron. So it's that part of it's just important to keep track of, because again, Anna's timeline gets very wibbly wobbly. Okay, here's one of the things where people started really questioning Anna's whole, I've been doing everything I can, all the conservative treatments I can for my lipedema. This is June 27th, and she didn't have compression socks. So she quick shipped a bunch of compression socks to herself in New York. She's in New York, by the way. So this is, she didn't even have compression socks when she ran her 5K. All right. This is the first time Anna's had compression socks. Compression garments are is like the conservative treatment for lipedema and lymphedema, right? So this is where people started going, you were doing everything you could? Were you really? You were treating it up to this point?
My name is Anna, and if you're new here, I have lipedema, and I'm having surgery on it in 6 days. So, one of the things you have to get for surgery is compression socks, and I am literally living in a compression sock hell right now. So, I ordered 5 pairs of this brand, used my measurements. They should have fit. Do they fit? Of course not. I mean, I'm bummed because I really wanted to wear those during surgery.
Those are cute.
So, part of the problem
I'm a big sock fan.
is when you have lipedema legs, this part doesn't like come in like a normal calf. It's just like straight up and down. So then I ordered these.
It also doesn't do that when, anyway, la 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 la.
Which I've worn, and they've been fantastic. They're great for summer, but they are not the right weight for surgery. You need 20 meg to 30 meg. If you don't know what that is, either did I. I don't even know what it is I'm buying, but I have to buy them. So
if you had been wearing medical grade compression garments up to this point, which she claims, you would know. I don't wear compression garments, but literally everyone who has told me that they do has basically pointed this out. Anna doesn't know what she's talking about with the compression garments because Anna has never worn them. Even though Anna claims that she was doing all the conservative measures. All right, anyway, I think I keep harping on that one, but here we go. 88 comments on this one, by the way. 6 months old, and it's got 88 comments. 8 million followers.
So then I got these, and I figured for today's little.
Here's my thing. Why didn't Amron give her or facilitate her getting the compression socks that she needed for the surgery? Not sure why she's wearing socks for surgery. When I went in for surgery, which was, Anna's had the same surgery I've had, or a very similar surgery. You don't wear anything from the outside, right? And I had a DNC. It's a very in and out kind of a surgery. It's not It's not like, you know, they opened me up and was like open heart surgery or anything like that. But even then, I wasn't allowed to even wear my own underwear, right? They gave me these, like, I really wish I could have kept them. They were terrifying underwear, right? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Hospital garments are just like the worst. They're like comically the worst, except for those damn socks. I still have those socks. Anyway, she's going to go into surgery, and Amron has given her a shopping list of garments to wear during surgery. And I'm like, how are those going to be sterile? Like, that's the whole reason why they won't let you wear anything. You can't have anything in the surgery room. Like, you go in what they give you because it's sterile. They can control the environment so you don't get an infection. It's for your own good. But, like, why is Amron having her buy all this stuff for the surgery she's going to have? And I'm nearly 90% sure, because she shows some of the surgery, she doesn't have any of this shit on during the surgery. So I don't know what she's talking about here, I guess is where I'm going.
Vlog, we could try them on, because if these don't fit, I'm in trouble. Like, yeah, big time, because surgery, I don't have enough time to order them. Okay, so these are fun. Ooh, let's try the pink ones to match.
Those are not the same color pink, but I had socks like that once for when I worked.
We have a winner. Winner, winner, winner. Beautiful. Do you see the compression? It's giving...
I don't see the compression at all, actually.
Health.
It's my understanding that compression garments are a bitch to get on because they're compressing you. You're basically making yourself a sausage, but anyway.
It's giving good circulation.
Is it?
It's giving reduced varicose veins.
Is it?
So, okay, I'm really glad, because I literally had to order these to my hotel room when I figured out that the ones I did have were not going to work at all.
She's in New York, by the way.
So, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hey, there's the dog. I always wondered what happened to the dog, but there he is. She didn't take him on the cruise with her. So did she go home after the Disney cruise and then flew out to New York? She would have had to have, because she'd had to have gone back to Texas to get data. Anyway.
And yeah.
Literally the comments are people talking about being nurses and having lipedema themselves and telling her these are not the compression garments that her doctors want. So this is 6/28. Actually, it's looking like in this video, we're just going to do June. We may not get to July, because I don't want a 3-hour-long video. Colin. No, I'm kidding. Anyway, Uday, I had to do an assessment to better understand how lipedema had affected my mobility and range of motion. To say the least, it was very humbling. It was a very humbling experience. As my lipedema removal surgery gets closer and closer, I am grateful I am doing this, even if it hurts now. This was redonkulous. Just the performative nature of it was just redonkulous. Anyway, I'll start her over and she can tell us her story here in a second. The thing here is, when she's doing this video, supposedly, remember, she got the socks and she was 4 days out from her surgery, right? In New York. She's still in New York. This is the same hotel room. She's just now doing her mobility and her assessment for treatment. She's like 4 days out, 6 to 4 days out. I don't know how long she was in New York. Why wouldn't that be something you would do well before a date was picked for your surgery? I just feel like that's how that would have worked. I feel like they do all the assessments and tests before they give you a date in case something goes wrong. I don't know. Never had the surgery before. All right, let's let Anna tell us her story. Tell us a story, Anna.
My name's Anna, and if you're new here, I have lipedema.
You have
and
lipedema?
in 4 days, I am having surgery to treat it. And today's kind of a weird day. We're going to do something a little different on this vlog, because I am going to be meeting with a specialist to understand how lipedema has affected my mobility. And I thought rather than just talking at you guys, I would show you that process. So let's go.
And if we go over to YouTube, she has a video, and that's how I know all this stuff, because the video obviously is much longer on YouTube.
So you can't see them on screen, but I have a facilitator who's telling me a series of movements. And then she's looking at my body to see how it's been affected in the way it moves by my lipedema.
Remember, she can't lift her shoulder because of the pain.
So we're looking for limited mobility, if my body's compensating or changing my movements to prevent pain, and etc.
This is kind of an important moment, and I will explain after she gets done.
You know how I relearned how to walk? Well, guess what? It regressed.
She ran a 5K in March. She was given exercises that she could do at home. There's no reason why she couldn't have done any of those exercises that she was doing at Run Lab at home. None of them required special equipment, except for the TRX. Has she stopped doing the TRX shit, Anna? Anyway, so in 3 months, because that was March. In 3 months, her mobility has regressed to the point where she can't even walk correctly anymore. I'm just putting shit out there. And the other important detail is, it's not like she just got lipedema. She's had lipedema for a while. For like years. So she's had lipedema longer than she's been on Wegovy. Right? So I'm just pointing out the inconsistencies, because when you really start to think about it, it doesn't make sense. And I don't know if Anna doesn't remember the stories or the things that she's done and said, or if she's just hoping no one else does either. It's weird. I don't get it.
I have all the same problems I had.
Before.
And I've also lost, like, tons of mobility and, like, ability to lift, I don't know, muscle strength in my knees and my shoulders.
This is the woman who was crawling out of the ocean by pulling herself up with a rope while she was walking up the ladder. Same person who was climbing up rocks because she could. There was also part of the Virgin Islands one was where she was walking through, or hiking, I guess, through tight, squeezy places that were all rock that you had to climb into and climb through. That was in March and April. So 2 to 3 months ago.
I knew it was bad. I knew that coming off the Wegovy, I knew things were changing, but
She didn't start the Wegovy until 2023. She's had lipedema longer than that.
I didn't realize I'd gone so far back. I knew there was pain, but I didn't know that I had, like, functionally screwed up my mobility again.
I also don't like when people cry on camera.
The surgery, if it's as much of a mental challenge as it is a physical one, because I didn't expect to feel so bad about myself. This is part of the journey. This pain is part of the journey, and that's why I'm sharing this, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Oh, thank you so much. I know people hate when I talk about body language, but there's nothing in that whole crying scene that strikes me as being honest, but whatever. This is the Virgin trip, by the way. She can't lift her arms, you guys. She's in constant chronic pain, you guys. She's lost mobility, you guys.
My name's Anna. I have a condition called lipedema, and in 3 days, I'm having surgery to treat it. And today, we're flying to LA. So let's go.
That's her room in New York. I just want people to be aware of the timeline. This is 6:29. Today I flew to LA where I will be having my lipedema procedure. The flight was rough and it took us over 12 hours to get there. Does it take 12 hours to get from New York to LA? Wow. It was a hard journey, but I'm doing my best to stay positive. Doesn't it take about 12 hours to get from, like, I don't remember. Anyway.
Our flight has been delayed over and
Also, she has the absolute worst time traveling. She's like constantly having problems when she travels. When she went out to the Finland happiness retreat, she didn't order 2 seats, so she couldn't fit on the plane and she had to wait for the next flight out. The trip before this one, the Virgin trip, she forgot her CPAP and she wore jeans. It's just every time she flies, something goes wrong.
over and over. So we were supposed to literally be in LA by now, but we are still waiting to take off. So that's a fun start to this trip. My knees are hurting so bad, and we have a 6-hour freaking flight.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna be very real with you. I feel terrible. Okay, our flight has been delayed again, and I really hope she says it again, but there's a child screaming, are we flying yet? The answer is no. No, we are not.
Which one do you think's more annoying? The screaming child or the crying Anna?
This is my solution is I'm alternating
That's John, by the way.
one leg up to try to take some pressure off my knees. Okay, so now I think the belt has broken down at baggage claim. It's insanity. What is this travel day? What is this? I made it to my hotel. I'm exhausted. My body hurts.
To be fair, I would probably be pretty A, pissy, and B, tired too. Because, like, I would need, that's 12 hours. I would have needed at least one meal. You know, like, how did a 6-hour flight? I don't think they offer you meals on the flight, but, like, it looks like they sat there for 6 hours before they took off. Like, did they offer you at least peanuts or something? I don't know. I love your positivity, Anna. M. Clara Deary. What? Are we watching the same video?
I have a theory. When everything goes wrong, it means something is about to go very right. And so I'm just going to take this horrific trip as a sign that the surgery is going to go well. That's what I'm going to do. So see you guys tomorrow.
Bye. This is 6:30. Today I did a little shopping to make sure I had everything I would need for my post-op care. On my shopping list were a lot of supplements to aid my body in healing, electrolytes to help me properly hydrate, and a big blanket I could use to help keep my sleeping area clean. All right. Anna is supposed to be doing these posts every day, right? Implying that these posts are following a chronological timeline, right? It's... This shopping spree happened before she arrived in her airplane. And the reason I'm telling you this is not because of all the supplements. When she was in Torrid shopping for that black bra, because she had to have a black one and then she bought a pink one.
Lipedema removal surgery. Hi, my name's Anna, and if you're new here, I have a condition called lipedema, and in 2 days, I'm having lipedema removal surgery. And today we're shopping for everything I'm gonna need post-operation. So, let's go.
I have very specific instructions from my doctor of what I need to wear, which is weird to have an underwear prescription, but I really do. I have to wear black thong. So.
Thong, 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 thong. This is another one of those moments where we're like, why did your doctor give you a shopping list of things to wear during surgery? It's just very strange.
Let's go. I instantly found exactly what I needed, which are these thongs, and they look really comfortable, and I hate thongs. I have black for the actual procedure, and then I can wear whatever color I want for pre-op, so I chose that pink because why not?
And everything I needed, and then some things I didn't need. But you know what?
I kind of like that.
I'm stressed out. I'm allowed to buy whatever I want. It's therapy.
So we got everything we need except for butcher's broom. I don't even know what that is. And L-arginine. Also don't know what that is.
I mean, you're in a pharmacy, you could go ask.
I also have prescription medications, but we got mostly everything. We're gonna have to go to like a bougie health store for the others. I have to buy a blanket, and the reason I have to buy a blanket is because you ooze. You ooze a lot of fluid, and you essentially ruin your bedding. So the idea is to have another blanket down there, so you ruin the cheap blanket versus your nice bedding.
Why don't you just get like, well, they make like, they're basically puppy pads. Just get puppy pads that fit the bed. Like, I mean, it's not glamorous, but...
Be aware how gross oozing sounds, but it's basically a release. It's not...
I'm surprised she wasn't over there having a joygasm over the protein shakes.
bad. It's just...
Notice we haven't heard protein queen Anna in a while.
part of the process. Okay, I have not found a blanket yet, but I did find this cup, and I do need one because I have to drink pretty much only electrolytes for the first couple weeks after surgery.
Don't care.
So I needed something to mix them, but I still need to find a blanket, and obviously I'm getting distracted. I found the perfect blanket. This is $15.
I can't imagine laying on that with like sticky oozy happening from my legs. That just I would rather have the pee pads.
And I'm gonna destroy it with my body juice, so it's exactly priced
Yum.
where it should be. Because I haven't been sleeping, my brain's a giant slush bunny, and I left my credit card in the car. My friend brought me my card, so shopping's done now. Hi.
Hey. Thank you, John. John's her employee, by the way. Anna doesn't know the difference between employees and friends. Okay, we're not. This video is incredibly cringy. But I believe this is the first time. All right, we're going to stop here, but this is the first time we hear Dr. Amron's name, and this will be the first video we pick up on in the next one. I've decided to have surgery to treat my lipedema. I'd love for y'all to meet my surgery team. Just let this run. Dr. Amron, lipedema liposuction surgery at Advanced Lipedema Treatment, and Dr. Moshrif, sorry, plastic and recovery surgery at the Roxbury Institute. Now this is when the infamous Dr. Amron and the Roxbury Institute and the ALT start popping up, and we start seeing ALT ambassador. That's the important hashtag here, because that, as like the Starbucks ambassador, Anna's getting a kickback for this. All right. When I made the decision to have, that's Amron, by the way. When I had made the decision to have surgery, it was a long and thought out process involving multiple doctors, assessments, and research. I chose my team because of their years of experience. You chose your team because they would handle your BMI. She says at some point every other doctor she talked to wouldn't help her because of her BMI. I wanted a practice that actively wanted to be part of advancing the awareness and research of this condition. Anna's an educator, you guys. She's not just doing this for her own health. She's doing this for everyone. Candidly, I was looking for a doctor that would work with me to document a stage 4 procedure to help educate not only other medical professionals. It's so nice of you, Anna, to educate medical professionals, but also future patients. Also, my obesity specialist did a little background research and recommended that whomever was associated was the literal legend that is Dr. Karen Herbst was the way to go. I have still, to this day, no idea what that sentence is supposed to mean. So, but that is the first time we see Karen Herbst's name mentioned. Now, I remember, I keep going back to Colin, but that's because he's the one that did all the deep diving on this. Colin Mockery was talking about how, well before this, that he suspected that Anna might be working with this Karen Herbst, Dr. Karen Herbst. And at that time, he expressed apprehension if it was. This is where we finally get the confirmation that Anna was indeed going to be working with Karen Herbst. And I do believe it's around this time that Colin started telling us that he was going to do a deep dive video into lipedema. And we waited a very long time for that video. And it was worth it. Again, link in the description down below. But, because it's a very good. And it actually goes into all of these players except for the plastic surgeon. It explains lipedema. It explains the difference between lipedema treatments here in the US and everywhere else. And it also kind of goes into the reasons why so many people are so incredibly skeptical of Anna, not just Anna, but of Anna's doctors specifically, right? And the problem is Anna is regurgitating what her doctors are telling her. The problem is her doctors are a little sus. And that's the major issue, right? And I think that's why Anna started getting so aggravated with people, because they started questioning her doctors, who I don't think Anna questioned. The other issue is Dr. Karen Herbst, you can't do anything in the US of dealing with lipedema that Dr. Herbst is not attached to in some way. And that, as I've pointed out in the past, is kind of an issue, because the possibility for Herbst to be able to stifle, intentionally or unintentionally, counter studies or contradictory findings is very strong. People might not want to bring up things that go against her research because they respect her as being the authority on the topic. In more sinister ways, she could literally squash research that goes against her. I don't know if she would. It's just a possibility that could happen, and has happened in the past with other people who were in a similar position as Dr. Herbst is in. So there's just a lot of problems with being the person with your finger in every pie, right? And Colin goes into that in his video. So again, that's not what we're here to do. We're just recapping Anna's year and pointing things out and putting things in chronological order. So I'm going to finish reading the rest of this entry when we do the July video, because once we start in on the lipedema storyline, which is what we're doing now, there's a lot of it until after the second surgery. And then Anna basically stops talking about this. She was supposed to have 4 surgeries. She has 2 of them in pretty close together. I think within 2 weeks of each other. And then after the second surgery, she mentions that she's going to have to postpone the 3rd and 4th surgeries until after the new year, with no explanation as to why. She just starts saying that her recovery, she's not recovering well and she's recovering slowly. And she was recovering for so long after the second surgery that people were actually trying to figure out what was wrong, because she recovered from the first surgery in like 3 days, right? So to distract us all, and probably because this was actually the timing of the event, she released a line of Christmas sweaters and Christmas related clothing. And that was basically her content from about October 10th, because that's when she released it, till I'm going to guess December, like right before Christmas, because again, Christmas sweaters. So that has been a nice distraction for her to get people to be talking about anything other than the other 2 lipedema surgeries. Somewhere in here after the second surgery and before the sweater shit started, she does mention that she's going to go back on Wegovy, but she's going back on Wegovy not for its weight loss properties this time. Now she's going to be taking Wegovy for its inflammation treatment properties. Again, I feel like there are other forms of inflammation treatment that would be more orthodox than the Wegovy, but you do you, boo. You take it for whatever reason you think you're taking it for, right? This is also around the time that people start noticing that Anna's gaining weight. She starts to rapidly gain weight after her first surgery, thereby showing that the Wegovy really was the reason why she had lost all the weight that she had lost. So just putting that out there. All right. If you have made it this far in the video, because we are at the end, go ahead and put a... What did we do in this video? Put an airplane... put an airplane emoji down in the comments section because Anna has no luck when it comes to flying. Let me know what you guys think. I've been asking what your favorite moment is, but we've only got the 1 month, so I guess tell me what your favorite June glitter and lasers moment was. Let me know if I've missed anything. Keep in mind, though, we are only doing TikTok right now. We're not looking at other sources for the time being. And yeah. So again, airplane, let me know your favorite moment. And I will see everybody in the next one, which will be July. But anyway, I'll see everybody in the next one. Bye.
This is my outro music. You can't copyright strike me because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.